help me welcome Kendra Rinehart to the stage. Kendra is going to be our first workshop leader, and if you don't know Kendra, she's one of the sweetest people that you'll ever meet, but she is deeply wise. She has a beautiful message that I think it's fun to see God work because we don't sit and work out these messages together. And so it goes in so well with JC's message, and I'm so excited to hear that from you. Hello. Are y'all having a good morning? Yes. I don't know about you, but I get excited about a girl's day out. Yeah, whether it's with my daughters or my mom or friends, but there's something special about being in a room full of women together, being encouraged together. JC, thank you. Thank you for sharing that heart. You are worthy. I mean, I feel like she just took all the words out of, so I'm just going to confirm what she said. How about that? You're worthy. Do you know it's true? Do you know it's true? I'm wondering how many of you in here actually believe that that's true about you. If you were to sit alone with Father God right now, just you and him, and he was to whisper, I love you. You're worthy. Would you just sit still and let that soak quietly down into your being? Or would you immediately think of that thing that you did? Or that thing that was done to you? And you would know that that's true for others, but you would uneasily wonder if that was true about you. I've been learning that you don't live what you know, you live what you believe. Where's Scott at? I need my first picture. You got it? There it is. So you know what the difference between these two women is? I mean, how can one live full of joy and excited about a new day, and the other one can hardly get out of bed in the morning to face another day? I mean, maybe the downcast one, maybe she made some choices that she regrets. Maybe she lost her job. Maybe she lost her spouse or child, friendship. Maybe the joyful one did too. See, it's not about your circumstances. I mean, we like to blame our actions and reactions on our circumstances, right? Next slide. Yeah, it's what they believe about themselves. Because what you believe about yourself is the way that you will live. And some of you are allowing your circumstances to define what truth is, instead of allowing truth himself to define your circumstances. My daughter Caitlin and I was talking about this, and she said, you mean, it's like if you were to tell me that I'm no longer your daughter, that would hurt really, really badly. But I would have a choice to make. I could live like I'm not my mother's daughter, hurt, unloved, rejected. Or I could live like I'm the daughter of a king, chosen, accepted, loved. I said yes. That's it. See, because people hurt us sometimes. Life hurts us sometimes. But don't allow your circumstances to define who you are when Jesus already has. You can choose to live different because he's in you. And he's with you. Yeah, well, you don't know what I've been through. No, I don't know what you've been through. But I know what Jesus has been through for you. You don't know what I've done. No, I don't know what you've done. but I know what he's done for you. Well, you don't know how I've been touched wrong in my past. Me too. Ages 14 to 16, taken advantage of by 3 older guys. Church guys. What does that have anything to do with how I've been touched right by Jesus? See, we have an enemy, and he's a liar, and he's an accuser. And if he can get you to believe the lie, then he can accuse you for acting on it. Adam and Eve in the garden. Everything is perfect. I mean, they don't need anything. Eve doesn't have to worry about what groceries she's going to buy. She doesn't have to worry about what clothes she's going to put on. I mean, can you imagine that? Like, you just get up in the morning and go. Like, I changed 3 times this morning trying to figure it out. She had the perfect husband. Yeah, we're not going there. Mine might be listening. She had perfect intimacy with God. How was Satan going to get her to do something wrong when everything was so good? She didn't need anything. By getting her to believe a lie about God, about herself. Because he knows if he can get you to believe a lie about God, then he can get you to believe a lie about yourself. And if you believe a lie about yourself, then you'll act on what you believe. And the lie was this: God is withholding something good from me. And she took the bite. You know what the difference between guilt and shame is? Guilt is the belief that I did something wrong. Shame is the belief that I am something wrong. See, guilt should send you running back to Father to confess that thing, because you know that that is not who you were created to be. But shame makes you afraid, and you cover up and you hide. Adam and Eve, they covered themselves and hid. And God comes looking for them. I love that. He comes looking for him and he says, "Where are you?" And Adam says, "I was afraid because I was naked and I hid myself." And this is what I want you to understand. The first thing that God asked them was, who told you that? Who told you that? See, if you can understand that it's not about the thing that you did. Yes, sin hurts people and sin has consequences. But if you can understand it's the lie behind the sin, behind the action, and the lies that you take on because of the action, then you can begin to take those false truths that you believe are so true, and you can start exchanging them for His truth. And when you begin to walk in who you were created to be, you're going to start to see your life transform. Let me show it to you like this. You've done something wrong, done it again, and that voice is coming at you. See that thing that you did? Who do you think you are? You think you're worthy? You're never going to change. I mean, you really think you're saved? Because if you really love God, you wouldn't have done that. You wouldn't have had those thoughts. God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just keep doing that thing and I don't know how to change it. I don't know what to do, God. Please help me. I'm just so sorry. So you can go into self-condemnation. The enemy doesn't mind you praying that way. Because he knows that tomorrow you're going to be back again. And next week you're going to be saying, I'm sorry again. And next month you're going to be laying down that burden again. And a year from now you're going to just be trying to make it through life, hoping you can get to heaven someday. Well, Jesus didn't die on that cross just so you can go to heaven someday. He died to reconcile you back to Him. Yes, He had to take care of the sin, but it was because he wanted to live in you, because he loves you. He wants to be with you. What if instead, when that thing is coming at you in your head, you're your Father, thank you. Thank you for loving me. Thank you that your blood has washed me clean. And though I've done those things, that is not who I am. You call me worthy. Not because of what I've done, but because of what you have done on the cross. Thank you for forgiving me and living in me, and I can stand in your presence without a single fault because you call me holy and blameless. Thank you, Jesus. And you do that the next day. And you do it again next week. And next month, and a year from now, you're looking back and you're going, wow, God, you're amazing. I mean, maybe I'm not where I want to be, but I'm sure not where I was. Thank you. Several years ago, some things happened in my life. It's probably one of the most painful times in my life. And all I could focus on was the pain that I was feeling. Because you know when you're hurt and you hang on to the pain, you're going to be hurt again and again and again. Because only forgiveness and truth sets you free. And my whole life was engulfed in this deep sadness because I believed the lie that I was unwanted. And therefore something must be wrong with me. And the interesting thing is when you believe one lie, it's not hard for others to follow. I'm unlovable. I'm all alone. Nobody cares. If you really knew me, you wouldn't like me. I couldn't even get out of bed in the morning because the joy of the Lord is your strength, and I'd lost my strength, lost my joy. Tried to read the Bible, and it was just words on a page. It's like my heart just felt numb. I was overwhelmed with life. And my husband, a couple of years went by, and he caught me in the kitchen, and he said, we need to talk. And I crossed my arms, ready to self-protect, because these hadn't been going very well lately. You know, because he was hurting. Because when you live that way, you don't just hurt yourself, you hurt the people around you too. And he thought our marriage was drowning, and it was. Because when you live this way, you become self-centered and self-absorbed. You know what James 3 says about selfishness? He says it's sensual and demonic. And where there is self-seeking, there is confusion in every evil thing. Oh, I was confused. He was confused. And we would have these talks, and all I could hear was self-condemnation because I knew that something was wrong with me, that I was the problem. I remember telling him, our marriage is not drowning. I am. And something shifted for both of us that day. He seen that it was true what I was saying, that I wasn't holding something against him because he'd done something wrong. I was really in trouble, and I didn't even know why. And I realized that he was going to love me unconditionally, no matter how long it took or what it took to become whole again. And it gave me the courage to start confessing out loud all that stuff I was feeling, all the pain, all the frustration, all the hurt, the things that I was feeling about myself and about God. And it's like this light just came down and illuminated my heart, exposing the lies. And for the first time, I seen exactly where I was at. And I began exchanging those lies that felt so real to me, those false truths, for his truth. And the darkness started to fade, and I started to climb out of that hole. And And my daughter Mariah and I was talking about depression and how it affects us. And she asked me to draw a picture of what that time in my life felt like. I haven't drawn in over 20 years. But she'd seen some pictures I'd drawn as a teenager, and she knew I could. The difference between me and her is she can draw out of her head really quickly, and it looks good. And I have to look at something, it takes me hours to do it. So a couple months ago, I picked up a pencil and got a piece of paper, and there it is. That's the moment I remember. The moment of life, or the moment of light. You know, the devil, he can't take me here anymore. Because he knows he can't win. Because when I think on this moment, I see all the ways that Jesus was with me now, all the yellow moments. I don't see the pain and the fear and the confusion and the hurt. No, I see redemption. And if I was to put some verses to this picture, it'd be 2 Corinthians 6-9. For God, who said, "Let there be light in the darkness," has made this light shine in our hearts, so we can know the glory of God that is seen in the face of Jesus Christ. We now have this light shining in our hearts, because we ourselves are like fragile clay jars, earthen vessels, containing this great treasure. This makes it clear that our great power is from God, not from ourselves. We are pressed on every side by troubles, but we are not crushed. We are perplexed, but not driven to despair. We are hunted down, but never abandoned by God. We get knocked down, but we are not destroyed. See, he never promised that we'd have a pain-free life, that nothing would ever happen to us that was bad. He promised that he would be with us. He's with you. He loves you. Several months ago, I started learning that when we live in anxiety and fear, we live out of this place in the back of our brain called the amygdala. But when you use your imagination, it pulls you out of that place and to a place where you can dream, you can create, and you can receive. And so I decided I was going to start imagining Jesus with me everywhere I went. So he goes on walks with me. He sits in the chair across from me when I read in the morning. When I'm cooking in the kitchen, he's with me. When I'm going into town in the vehicle, he's there riding with me. He's with me here. See, it changes the way you talk to him. Because you're not just praying to some being out there. No, you're talking to a person. And he's with you. And you ask questions and then you listen. Because he's speaking to you too. See, we're familiar with the voice of the enemy. Are we familiar with the voice of God? His voice sounds like our voice too in our head. Sometimes maybe it's just a verse that he'll give you. Maybe it's a word, maybe a phrase, maybe a picture. Sometimes maybe he just holds you and doesn't say anything. We're going to spend a few minutes with Jesus. I'm going to do it with you. It was the way that it was done with me a couple of years ago. It's a man named Jamie Winship. Went through a conference with him, and he's on YouTube if you want to learn more. He's got lots of stories. He's fun to listen to. I'm going to do it the way that he did it with me, and then you can take it and make it your own. And we're going to use our imaginations, because I don't want anyone in fear. If you don't hear anything, it's okay. I did the first time I did this because I don't relax very well when I'm in a crowd. First time I was practicing it this way, he was on a walk with me, Jesus was, and I was sharing my fear of being rejected and alone. And he said, I'm with you always. These are some of the moments that he's spoken to me. He has told me, you're a lover of men, of people. My favorite part of this garden is spending the day with you. I'm the only guy you need. Keep your eyes on me. My grace is sufficient. And also know that he'll never contradict his word. So we're going to do this together. You need a piece of paper and a pen. If you don't have paper, ask your neighbor if you can borrow a piece, and you should have a pen in your bag. Father, thank you that you're with us. Thank you that you care about us, that you love spending time with us. God, I silence the voice of the enemy in this room right now. Open our hearts so that we can receive what you want us to hear. Receive what you say about us. All right, I want you to imagine yourself in your favorite place. You could be anywhere you wanted. Where would it be? It doesn't have to be somewhere you've been. It could be somewhere you want to go. To the ocean, the mountains, maybe in the quiet of your own home. Wherever it is, imagine yourself there. You're safe. Look around your space. What do you see? What sounds do you hear? What smells do you smell? Take a deep breath and let it out slowly. Now imagine unconditional love is with you. Jesus is with you. Where is he at? Is he far away? Is he close? How does love make you feel? What is the burden you feel? The burden you've been carrying, you know what it is. Be absolutely honest. Maybe it's names the world has called you. Maybe it's circumstances you found yourself in. Maybe it's a secret sin that's eating away at you, making you doubt. Whatever your burden is, I want you to imagine that you're holding it cupped in your hands. Now give it to Jesus. Hand it over to him. Let it go. What does Jesus do with it? What does it look like to give him this weight you've been carrying? Jesus wants to take your burden away. Relax. Deep breaths. Let it go. That burden that you release needs to be replaced with what's true. There is always an exchange with Jesus if you listen. Look at Jesus. What does Jesus call you? What does love say about you? About the burden? Or the false identity that you believed about yourself? You ask him, Jesus, what do you say about me? Write it down. Write down what He calls you. Receive it. If you don't understand it or it seems silly, that's okay. Tonight, as you lay in bed, you can ask Him what He wants you to know about that. And what He wants you to do with that. I'm going to end with these verses. If any of you want to share anything that you received, we'll give you opportunity to do that. But I'm going to end with these verses. Colossians 1, breaking in at verse 19. For God in all His fullness was pleased to live in Christ, and through Him God reconciled everything to Himself. He made peace with heaven, with everything in heaven and on earth, by means of Christ's blood on the cross. This includes you who were once far away. You were His enemies, separated from Him by your evil thoughts and actions. Yet now He has reconciled you to Himself through the death of Christ in His physical body. As a result, He has brought you into His own presence. And you are holy and blameless as you stand before Him without a single fault. But you must continue to believe this truth and stand firmly in it. Don't drift away from the assurance you received when you heard the good news. Receive it, believe it, and walk worthy of who He has called you to be.